Well, this is cute. You're on the old back deck. This is
You
nice.
got it, man. Your old back deck, huh?
That's a beautiful back deck.
I know. Soon to be even better, maybe. We're getting some quotes for pools.
You're getting a quote for a pool?
It's fucking COVID, man. It's driving me mad. It's gonna make me dig up my fucking lawn and potentially put in a fucking backyard pool.
Wow.
So, well, we're getting quotes. We're not finalizing any details yet. So we're just putting together the details for price, size. You know, they got these like fucking cool ways to make your backyard look like you got a pool, even though you don't have a fucking pool yet. You know what I'm saying? So we're pricing it out. You know, because we've been looking for that second fucking home, man. I was on that kick after we got back from our little scoot up to Maine for a week, and but everything's untouchable right now. No, you know, nothing within like 100 miles is affordable. It's going through the roof. You know, everyone's
Yeah.
competing for these fucking spots. So, and we're not yet willing to make that 2 hour or 3 hour drive, you know? So if we can keep it an hour and a half short, then we're good. It makes sense for us. But right now, there's just nothing that's touchable. So we're trying to make our life a little bit more comfortable, especially in the summer times. You know, this summer was fucking brutal with the COVID thing, no camps, fucking strings of 90-degree days. You know, we had like weeks and weeks and weeks of 90-degree hot summer days where we couldn't fucking go anywhere. And I don't know. Did you see that little clip I put in at the middle of our last episode?
Yeah.
Did you see that? I thought that was funny.
Yeah, it's hot as fuck, man. I've been down there. I was just gonna say, I've been down there the couple of times I've come down. It's been fucking miserable. Miserable.
You only came down for that one time though, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
yeah, when we were down in like, obviously we were down in mid-July there, and then I came down last week for one night, just in and out, just to check on stuff.
Yeah, you motherfucker didn't say a word.
No.
You were in and out like fucking Batman. I don't even think I saw you come in, but I had gotten home from the gym, and then in the corner of my eye, when I was getting up the stairs from the basement, I saw Jenny walking home with the carriage, and I look in the other corner of my eye, and there's your fucking car. I was like,
Yeah.
that motherfucker. He could have came over, could have had a beer, could have fucking smoked something. He just decided to come home, do his thing, and go back like a fucking.
I didn't get home. I didn't get home till like 5 or 6 from everything, and then I was just grabbing. I needed to grab a couple of like checkbooks and stuff, just because we have a couple of things we're dealing with up in Maine, and yeah, I had to be right back. I had to be back by. This sounds so dumb and so like cheesy and fucking like New Englandy, but my wife was in a sailboat race with her father, so I had to get back in time to fucking take the kid because she was gonna be in this regatta, and I I had to get back in time. Otherwise, I was gonna be toast. I would have got my ass kicked. So yeah,
That's the whitest fucking problem I've ever had in my life. Like literally, that's literally the whitest fucking problem.
Well, it was this awesome, like, it was like this great, like, father daughter moment where they were gonna get together, and she's gonna work the jib, and he was gonna captain the boat. So it was a good thing. So I had to take the kids, obviously. So I had to get my ass back up there, but I also needed to fetch a couple of things from the house, like the good fetch boy that I am. So yeah, I didn't have much time.
Still no fucking excuse, man. If I was fucking shuttling home and you were living next door and I saw your lights on and I had to go up the next day for my fucking wife's sailing competition regatta, I'd give you a fucking buzz. I'd be like, hey man, what's up? What's up? How you doing? Yeah, I'm outside. Yeah, I'm fucking cooking on my grill. No, I'm not gonna say hi. I'm just gonna fucking.
I did not cook on the grill. I can assure you
just
of
kidding.
that. I ordered Chinese food and passed out, and that was about the end of that.
Nice. What'd you order? Some General Gao's, or what'd you get?
Yeah, I had a little sesame chicken action from the one right down the street over there, and it was excellent. It was excellent. Put down a couple of cloud candies, and it was off. I was off and running.
Yeah, I got my. Do you got anything over there?
Yeah, I'm working with
cosmic Cosmic Distortion.
Oh, one of my
There's
favorites.
your fucking squirrel. What's it
This
called?
is
Mighty
this
Squirrel.
is no. This is yeah. Well, that's good for you. That's
Yeah.
excellent to have there. This is Booth Bay's finest. This is the
Oh,
633,
nice.
the Booth Bay
Wow.
Craft Brewery. Another one of my favorites from up here in Maine.
So how's it going up there?
We're hanging out, just
Yeah.
avoiding COVID and enjoying the fact that there's like 0 cases and only a million people that live in overall Maine, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. No, you're lucky. I mean, like I said, we were there. That's the only reason why we went up there, man, was because fucking nothing. There's nothing
You look
going on
pretty
up
I
there.
saw those. I saw some of those pictures. You guys look pretty happy up there,
Yeah,
man.
it was fun. I mean, it wasn't inexpensive just because, we were staying at a place that, was pricey, but it was exactly what we
You
needed,
were staying in
because
a fancy place. You were staying in a very nice place, actually.
yeah, well, I mean, so we were paying for privacy. That's pretty much what we're doing. We were paying a
Yeah,
premium. We initially were going to stay in Massachusetts and go to the North Shore, but we were going to stay in a hotel type place, which I had shared lobbies and elevators and things. And so, my mom coming from Philly and being who she is was just like, yeah, it's not going to fly for me. Which was surprising to us because she didn't. We were very open and honest and sending her links and shit, telling her exactly what we were doing and what we were planning. And we also had friends staying at this place before, early in the summer, and they said like everything was like meticulous, like the shit was clean, like there was no one without masks. So we thought we were in good shape. But when she came up, she sort of just dropped it on us, and then so we just scrammed. We were just like, "The fuck are we gonna do?" Jenny and I sort of put our thinking hats on. She found where we were going. They had some openings and sort of apartment living lifestyle. So we had our own doors, our own keys. We didn't have to do any like common shit, and
that's
it was
good.
great. Yeah, I mean, so that's pretty much what we were paying for. So obviously we were paying a premium for the place, but Maine in general is pretty affordable. So it wasn't like the meals or anything like that um, was crazy, except unless you ate there where we were staying. But it was beautiful. I mean, the fucking view, the cliffs. I run every morning. I was fucking running up and down the cliffs. It was about like a 3 mile loop along the path, and then back around to where we were staying. And that's how the day started, man. We were fucking going. I did my loop. Then we had breakfast. Then we kind of did like a coin toss. Like we are gonna stay at the pool or go to the beach. Beach was walking distance from us. And unlike the northern Maine, where we were in southern Maine was just it's all sand. So there's not a lot of rocks unless you're obviously walking on the cliffs and shit like I was talking about. But
Yeah,
overall,
a lot of sand area right in that area. That all that place is awesome, soft, sandy beaches. It's good.
yeah, yeah. So it was a lot of fun. Drank a lot of margaritas. Um, Smoked my pen like night and day. I had my regimen was I'd wake up, go for my run, come back. I'd eat a gummy. So this is around like 8:30. Go to breakfast, hit my pen, go to the beach or to the pool, have lunch, second gummy. So I was just like, because I'm with the kids too. So I couldn't really.
Yeah, you guys had a full crew. That was
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
a
It
lot
was
going
it
on.
was it was everything. So I had to
Yeah,
do.
I mean the best thing I've heard the for me the best thing with Maine is just that and we've had a couple of friends, either a couple of friends or family come up and visit or throughout the summer, or we've had couple of neighbors that hadn't made it up here yet and live in New York or New Jersey and just didn't know what it was like up here yet, and then finally made it up here because they have a house in our neighborhood and they finally like figured it out.
Yeah,
And most of the time the comments are, it seems like it's not real life up there. Like the restrictions are less. There's no, there's not as many cases. There's not as many people. It's almost like fantasy land up here a bit, like in the sense of like people are still very safe. People are, they're wearing their masks. There's plenty of restrictions and, and measures put in place to keep people safe. But yeah, things like life's a little bit more normal up here. There's a lot of outdoor activity that, as you were saying, you're out on cliffs and running and being out and active. And then there's the opportunity right now. I mean, it won't be much longer, but there's this opportunity to a lot of outdoor dining and a lot of outdoor space. And, you don't have to worry about crowding a city street or shutting down somebody's, you don't have to worry about shutting down Main Street and or Moody Street and Waltham,
Waltham, I
something
know.
like that, which, I mean, that's awesome. I'm
Yeah,
not knocking that. I'm just saying that's a heck of an operation, I'm
yeah,
sure. Right.
yeah,
So
yeah,
fucking talk about getting the old Chamber of Commerce involved.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
No, that
it seems like, it's like Fantasyland up here in Maine a bit, which is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that was the weird thing. It was definitely it was quiet on the quiet side. We've been there a couple of times, so it was definitely on the quiet side. The streets weren't as packed. The beaches were packed, so, but I was wondering if it was just local people.
Yeah,
I have actually never been there at the height of the season.
the weekenders just hanging out because they're in
Yeah,
state, but they're further up inland and they're just coming down for the weekends and stuff.
e-
That's where it
e-
happens in my town.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the restaurants, everything had to be reserved. You had to reserve everything, so we just called
yeah.
the night out. We never had to call in advance.
Yeah, it seems
Um,
like everything's reservation style because they're just at like 40% capacity now. Like
exactly.
they can't have anybody in there. Like the couple of places that we have gone to, not that there's that many that we're not that interested in going out. Like when we're up here, we're doing our own thing anyway. But the couple of places that we do go that we're comfortable with, yeah, they're outdoor seating and extremely limited because they have less seating because they're spacing
Yeah.
everybody out and keeping it all distanced.
Yeah. So did you end up watching that? I'm just curious. Did you end up watching the last episode that I was on with Cynthia?
Yeah, I watched parts of it. I didn't get through all of it.
It
I was
was a
kind of
long time.
bouncing. Yeah, it
We
was
were
a
on
good. I
for a
mean,
while.
obviously it was good. You guys were jiving, which was great. I didn't
Yeah.
get through. I didn't get through all of it. Obviously I'm catching up on the Kirk stuff too.
Yeah.
Listening to his little monologue there
17-minute.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. 17 minutes of interesting
It
emotion
was
and
yeah. So we're gonna have I think John from Scranton's gonna come on for
yeah,
a
we'll
couple
get to
minutes.
that.
Just
I'm sure. Sorry, I'm jumping.
yeah. No, that's cool. But there's just been a lot of things that's happened in the last month, and I'm curious to get John's perspective without his whole crew and posse because I feel like sometimes he acts differently when he's with his like Mincel people or whatever. So
Sure.
I wanted to grab him just to kind of get at least also some feedback and review of what it was like with him the weekend because he went to Saco. I think to both shows when they did the live shows.
Right.
And then I think it was Monday, right? When he made that announcement that
So fast. It was like
he was
right
going to get
after.
help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to get John's perspective on that and also hear some of his thoughts on when he heard he was coming back.
Good. Yeah,
So
we'll catch up
we'll
about
hit that
that
up.
later. Good. And then meanwhile, yeah, as usual, you've been poking bears and talking to people as always.
Yeah, but like I'm getting along with these guys really well. It's hard now for me to not be biased just because I'm really cheering for the Mars and the Chiefs and the Cynthias. Like I'm really into what their jive is. And like, I said this to Mara before too, and I think I even said this on the end of the pod, but I think what initially scared me away from really interacting and retweeting and really engaging with those guys was some of the political stuff, the political cartoon things that he was producing. Cause I was saying, that was like right at the start of our kind of podcasting. And it was like a little freaky. I was like, yeah, I don't want to piss anybody off right now to start talking to these people. But then obviously they kept doing more shit and I kept reading more shit and watching more of the videos and I started to really listen to them. And that's when I really wanted to get more involved in what they were doing. And, now I think I almost feel like things have flipped for both of them. I feel like, now that they're getting some endorsements from the community, I think Hoffman, the director or the chairman, I think is also on board with some of the things that they're putting out there, like the PIES program and things. So I think I almost feel like they're dialing back a little bit of the nuts, the crazy stuff with the political cartoons, and I think they're both trying to get a little bit more serious. I'm not sure if you're following Mar, but like he's putting out these like exercise videos. He's trying to be super positive now. So I think they're trying to, which I believe is super smart. Like right, their shit's good, and I think it could really get spoiled.
Don't be too narrow. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah. And their message is strong. Their message is, and I think it's coming it's coming from like a great place for the two of them, but also it's the mixture of like his passion, his history, with marijuana, with with incarceration, with the law, and her experience with education and outcomes and research. So I think the two of them just have a very strong product right now, between the reports, their videos, and I think people are starting to listen. So, which is really encouraging to me, because I think initially, I feel like Mike and Grant, they were like, dude, these guys are crazy, they're nuts, they're putting out this stupid shit. None of it's vouched for. It's all made up. It's all bullshit. And it's interesting to sort of be watching this live, where this tide's sort of shifting and turning. So I'm glad, at least I'm glad I went with my gut and figure it out over a 4 or 5 week span, that what they're doing is really important. And I think that's kind of why I keep going with them. So it's unless they truly fuck up, it's going to be hard for me to not be cheering for these guys and for their success. And when I say success, I mean just getting shit on the board, just getting people to talk about what they're trying to talk about. And then of course, in the end, they're both trying to get into the business. So I obviously root for them in terms of their success in business. But
And I think the
I
more
don't know.
the more the state continues to open up and loosen up, the more this silly little Cambridge skirmish comes to an end as well, so to speak. I just
Yeah,
think that I think the further on we go with the more states opening up, and every election is a new step forward in the cannabis movement. So
yeah, and there's
I do think there's a bit of like everybody's kind of squabbling for scraps, so to
yeah,
speak. And those scraps are going to continue to get bigger and bigger just as a whole from the big picture also.
yeah. I mean, it's interesting you mentioned the election piece, because there's so much news about different states now getting marijuana on the ballot. And also there's just a lot of reporting and polls being put out there nationally and within these states. And it's a very popular plant. I mean, we're going fucking full circle now. I mean, this is really, talk about the rewinding of prohibition. I mean, obviously we're not legalizing this federally, so there's still a huge leap that we need to make, I think, to get this treated similar to that of like alcohol or something, in terms of the legality of it and the accessibility to it. But having it on the ballot initially was a huge turnoff, right? I feel like even like Trump had said that before, that speaking about marijuana in general was a huge no-no, because that was just going to drive some of the big base away from some other policies and things. So even though right now it's extremely hot in all states, right, not just like the blue states, but some of the red states too are picking it up,
Yep.
because it's a huge income stream. I think they're noticing this right now, especially in COVID, when like they're losing a lot of money on taxes and things. Like, I mean, the fucking restaurants aren't open, the retail spaces aren't open, so they're losing a lot of income. And I think they're looking at cannabis as potentially, almost like a life raft, for some of these economies, the states and obviously.
Well, I'll throw you another. I mean, true stoners are worried about right now. I can tell you right now,
What's
real
that?
clear, what is a huge fucking concern. It has
What?
nothing to do with Republican politics and Trump and going on the other side
Yeah.
of things.
Hold on. I'm gonna bring John in case he's got anything to add. So John, I'm just gonna add you
Hold
to the
on, let me
screen.
just make this point real quick. Hold
All
on.
right, cool. Go,
Don't
go
fucking
ahead.
wait for a fucking second. One of the
John.
biggest points that true stoners have to fucking worry about right now is
Yeah.
you got on the Democratic ticket. That's Kamala Harris over
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
But
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
she's put like 2,000 people personally in
Yeah.
jail for
The
marijuana.
yeah, the liberal media is trying very hard to repair her record, which is it's truly unrepairable if people can look past the last 2 years. Because
That
I think,
lady was a straight up fucking
oh
hard ass on just straight weed,
yeah, I
and
mean, you fucking you
kids
smelled like
not
it,
going
you
to
looked like it.
school and shit, like all
Yeah,
kinds of fucked up. That lady is nuts.
yeah.
And
Well,
that's not I can just I mean, again, like I said, true stoners, and this has nothing, this is not an endorsement of the other side whatsoever, but true stoners,
be careful.
when you hear about it, someone who's a DA, and then top cop and DA and all of these high-ranking positions for state and for county in California, and then this is what's coming up as and then also we're preaching bigger government and more control. I would imagine that's a huge concern for the cannabis community when you look at her record and how she's voted against and for the cannabis movement.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring John in just in case
Go
John
ahead.
wants to add something because I know John's also got limited time.
Hey
What's up, bro?
guys, what's
Hi,
up,
John.
Doing, man?
I haven't seen you guys in so long.
How you doing, brother?
It's been a long time.
I've been signed on this stream for 2 minutes. I could tell I'm already underprepared. I literally just Googled news.
Well, I mean, Kamala Harris is the pick for.
I was like,
you don't know that's going on. You're under a fucking rock.
Some fucking news. Then I heard him talking about real stoners, and I like started paying attention to what I should.
Yeah, of course.
Right. So what's going on, guys? How you been?
Nothing. Yeah, I think the last time we saw you or hung out with you was when we did the rundown. Yeah, but you weren't even on it. You were behind.
Yeah, I was producing it, right? Yeah,
that was
before the rundown was shunned. It was probably,
I know, man.
It was like maybe a week or two right before that.
Yeah,
you were doing a good job with that. You were keeping us all in line. You were like, all right, 5 more minutes on this shit. Move on.
He's a professional, man. Are you still doing that or what? I mean, you're spending all your fucking time.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta. I'll sign right back in.
Okay.
Hold on.
Bye, John.
I think he's got to do a couple lines before he comes back. That's his problem. Forgot that shit. See, that's it. So I'm gonna put this down. But the thing about this smoke. So I'm gonna upgrade the rating. I think I gave it a B-, right? Where
are you at now?
I'm gonna give it a B, a solid B. And the reason for that because I feel like I dropped the rating because of the I wanted something a little bit more cooler than kind of like this like this little plastic shit and I think that's because with the C-cell palm it's a little bit more attractive. I can hit that shit like at a restaurant or outside and I can feel cool about it. What's that?
C-cell palm is hot.
C-cell palm's hot, but then this thing I was like I can't get away with this, like the sticker thing. It's just like it looks a little cheesy. So but I think what I'm trying to say is that I don't use it the way that the C-cell palm is used, right? So I'm not taking this into public. So I think what I'm trying to say is now that I'm using this. So you remember you told me this. You're like, go work out, go your thing, because my initial issue was like the fucking smell and like the whole process of it, letting the flower, being in the house. So you were like, yeah, go work out. Do it after you work out, then go fucking take a shower and have dinner with your family and shit. So that's the way that I've been riding this.
Nice.
And I think it's cool because now it's like, I have this in my lighter in a very, safe place in the garage. Fucking come home, open the garage, take a couple rips, go back upstairs. So like now,
actually, hold on. Let's take a quick timeout, quick pause. You're telling me that you actually took my advice.
Hold on a second.
Something I actually really said to you, and you took my advice, and you're interested in it. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like you say things 10 times, and I'll listen to So you'll say you'll give me 10 things.
One of my things.
I'll do. Great. I'm like a 10% patient
so
of yours.
Shower after you smoke dirty weed.
That's it. Okay. That's the way it rolls. I'm just self-conscious to walk around smelling like weed. So
got it. John, what the hell's going on, man? What'd you do?
Nothing, man. So I don't know. My headphones weren't working. I had to switch them out. But so what you guys been up to? What are we talking about today?
I mean, we've been catching up. So Scott's been away for the last couple weeks.
Nice.
Maine for a while. John.
He's been in Maine.
Yeah, dude. I was in Maine when I was in Maine for Saco. It's a great place. It's basically Pennsylvania with a beach.
Yeah,
so like that's why we like it.
I was excited to have you on because I haven't had a chance to really hook up with anyone that's been to Saco, and obviously that was the weekend before we got the news that Kirk was going to get some help. So
yeah, it was like I was still in Saco when I got the news. I was still at the house we stayed at.
Yeah, so can you just
that Monday?
Give us the rundown. Like, so what was that experience like when you got up there? I saw I was watching all your shit and all your posts.
Yeah. So Thursday we got to Boston. We stayed in Boston. We stayed at the hotel up there, or at the casino up there at the hotel. Which one was?
Oh, the Encore.
Was it Encore?
Yeah.
It was. Did you see the room we got? We got like upgraded to a suite. It was like
Yeah, I actually thought that wasn't Saco then. Where did you stay in
So
Saco?
no, in Saco we
Oh.
had like it was this old mansion that was in
See, that's what
Kennebunkport.
I think I fucking texted you about that, but you never responded. I thought I
don't-
heard you say that you were going to get a fucking mansion.
So it was like a big mansion that was like right on Ocean Drive or whatever it is in Saco there, or in Kennebunkport. And dude, it was from like the 1800s. It had no air conditioning, bro.
Who was with you though? How many?
So we
dudes were you going with?
had me, Will, my girlfriend, and then we had who else? We had Jay from Discord. We had maybe about 7 people. Like
Gotcha.
Saturday, we had some kids that stayed there. Sunday, some kids stayed. You know what I mean? Every day had some different people, but
you didn't post.
Cool.
You didn't post a lot of. No one really posted a lot of.
I didn't post much. Well, for the show, like I made 2 videos for the show. So like the one video I made the night of this first show. So like I made another video for the second show. I tried to get a Kirk tunes in, but we couldn't get it in time. And then for the first show, I had one of the videos. So like I was mostly doing that stuff.
Who's making the Kirk tunes?
Barstool Animated makes those. He's so good, dude. I just messaged him today because now that Kirk's back, we're gonna release one for next week. So it's probably next Friday or hopefully earlier. He does it pretty quick, but like we kind of wait a little bit.
Is he a Minifan or is he just someone?
He's a big Barstool guy, but he's a big Barstool guy, so you can tell he's a Boston guy, which means he was just a Minifan. Like it's like Deke Zucker. Like Deke Zucker's like a hardcore Minifan. People don't real like.
Supposedly, is there really a Zeke? I thought there was multiple Deke Zuckers.
There's like one. I'm like pretty good friends with the one at least. Like because I mean he talks to me the same way. I think there's only one. Like he just has people that have access to the account, but like they can't like DM people. You know, like So I think
you had a good time with that.
People on it.
So you had a good time with that mansion. Go ahead.
It was fun, man. Like, well, we had the crazy guy that stayed with us. So the first night, he was the guy who like rushed the stage at Mike and the Minifans.
Wait, is that the fucker with like the car alarm and shit? Like
no, so there was 2 different. There was a guy that his car alarm was going off, and then there was a guy who he didn't rush the stage. They called him up onto the stage, but Kirk kicked him off when he was there. It was funny. It was funny.
He rushed it because he was just like wasted and he wanted to like.
He was just fucked up. Yeah, he did no, they didn't. He didn't rush the stage. Like they called him up, but Kirk was like, no. Ari Minihane called him up, and Kirk was like, I don't want to talk to this fucking guy. It was, dude. Here's the way I look at it. Like it was basically.
Did you know him? Did you know him before?
No, pretty much anyone that stayed with us, I didn't know. Yeah, well, other than like Will and like people, like it was the first time we met anybody pretty much down there. So, but no, it was fun, man. It was like you just got to meet everybody that you've seen on the internet. So, and like you said, got to see Kirk. Like Kirk was at like Mike and the Minifans was in a backyard, and Kirk showed up to do a show, so that was awesome. But it sucked. Like the day after all that, like good vibes, it was like, yo, and then we're in the fucking thick of it too. Like everybody just started fucking fight. Like the day Kirk said that shit, like Matt Carano fucking called me out for some bullshit, all that, whatever. But it's over, you know.
So obviously being a part of the community and following all you guys, it's hard to miss that stuff.
Yeah,
but I mean, I guess I've stepped back a lot ever since Kirk was gone, in terms of like communicating and, I'm
happy you guys still do this show on here and shit. Like you guys are like us. Like you guys are, what episode are you on? Yeah. This has to be like 24, 20
something, right?
20 something, right?
We're definitely in the 20s. This is
dude, no matter what, we just never stopped. Like like we're not going to stop for anybody.
Like even if Scott,
unless Kirk literally says you're done, I will not stop my show. I will not stop.
That's what I said to you, right? That was like whenever the last
it was a huge component for you guys in the beginning because everyone was like, get the fuck off the chair. I was like, fuck that, dude. You can't tell people they can.
I bitched to you for a good 2 months, and I was like,
man,
and you were the best. You were the best cheerleader for me because I feel like
that logo is still the best. You guys, I made that. Intro. You guys still use that intro?
Oh, you kidding me? That fucking
it's so good. It's my girlfriend's favorite one I made.
Yeah, it's so good. Well, that and the lyrics and the song that came from Jingle Doc.
I forgot he made that for you. And at the end of it, they have the clip from. I put the clip from what's it called in there. Tropic or what's Pineapple Express at the beginning.
The
clip is so funny.
No, it's funny.
Yeah,
funny
that's
because after our show, I typically stay up for like an extra hour just to kind of just to set up the episode on like my iMovie on my computer, and then the next morning, in between work breaks, I kind of start making around but like I always play the intro like a couple times. It's so funny.
Dude, that's how I am. That's why I make a different one.
When I'm trying to think of ideas, and like shit I need to talk about, I just play that intro. I'm like, all right, I have to live up to this fucking
get you in the super maze mode, dude. It's a fire intro. That was when I put my heart and passion into intro. You did a great job. I'm never sucked out of me, man. Now I have to go and listen to Cullinane and make promos for him.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what's going on with Cullinane. I've been seeing a lot of people post clips and stuff. So what's happening? Is Cullinane
he has like a daily podcast he does in the morning. It's funny. It's funny. Yeah. It's like a pump up podcast. It's like 20-30 minutes long.
But
he's funny.
But he's still producing Minihane, right?
Yeah. So he's just doing. Apparently, Kirk is like off on Jerry right now.
I saw that. I mean, I heard that this morning. I don't
like Minifans. He should on
Minifans. Things he mentioned this morning on the first. It was like within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. I couldn't believe he didn't he scream at us for all the bullshit. I was so happy. It was just like, figure it out. I was like,
he didn't say, I don't, again, I forget who posted it today, but like, they were like, yeah, I want to listen to what he said, but I don't want to get in the downloads. I kind of feel the same way. I haven't listened to a single show of Jerry.
See, I love Cullinane. Like, I'll do anything. Cullinane's a good dude. Like, he's always looked out for me.
Yeah, I think you did have a relationship with him. I never communicated.
Like people who don't need it, like, dude, it's not. I mean, Jerry. I don't listen to Jerry's show. I'll listen to Cullinane in the morning by himself because, like, I'll help him out with all that stuff just because he's the man. But
so, what's the deal with that? So there was an episode after Kirk went back to get care. He did a show and shit on everyone. I was missing that.
I guess I don't know what it was. I guess they had a show recorded for the day after, maybe. I don't know what it was. There's like a lost something, you know, and I would love to hear that,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're going to talk about it on Monday when they're back.
Yeah. What topics have you guys been hitting on this show? What are we talking? What's going on in the weed world?
Yeah, well, Scott and I kind of have our own interests. Obviously, I think we share a lot of interests as well. But Scott's really into the more the weed and that shit, and I got very involved in politics. What?
And I got really involved in politics.
Well, no, the politics of weed is like fucking hotter than
To summarize, I'm helping folks through, like, we get a ton of questions around how do I grow weed? What kind of gummies should I be eating? What kind of weed should I be smoking?
Chris and Meacham, he's a big fan of yours. He's been tweeting, he's been texting me a lot about, or DMing me a lot about your show. Chris and Meacham, his name is.
Yeah.
He tweeted at you actually today, I think, about his plant he brought outside.
We're gonna we're basically what I'm gonna deal with him is I'm gonna work this out with Eric in the next week or so. And now that I'm done fucking around in Maine, is we got to work out like some grow tips from him. He's got he seems to be like our little grow expert, and
he's a smart dude.
Firing tips at us about stuff. So we're gonna kind of like start like getting like grow tips from Chris type of deal or something like that. We'll work out some kind of a segment for that. Other than that, it's been like a lot of talking around like where to diagnose on the spectrum and kind of like sativas versus indicas and shit like that. And then there's this fucking firestorm going on in the local politics in the state around like.
So what's Massachusetts for you guys? So it's just completely recreational legal in Boston, or is that all Massachusetts?
No, we're all good now. So we went medical.
Okay. Oh, it's medical.
We went medical 5 or 6 years ago, and then a couple of years ago we got recreational.
Yeah, you went recreational. That's cool.
Yeah, but the politics are, it's
wild.
Nobody can sell the shit, John. Nobody can sell it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Like, as in, yeah. Well, like, here's what's happening around us. It's only medical. So, like, I think that's the smartest way to do it. I think your state just rushed it. You have to like set up the medical side first, I think, because it establishes like your businesses. So now you have your state-run medical places, right? And then like later on down the road, when it's kind of more or less, I think, regularized in society around you, where like your friends' parents are going to the to get to what's it called, the dispensary, to pick up for their prescriptions. At that point, I think it just should become recreational.
So when you say state run, I don't know anything about Pennsylvania law. So
ours it's kind of like
medical. Here it's private.
Kind of, yeah. It's
only involved in licensing.
But you have to have the state licensing. So it's like it's kind of like how liquor is run now around here. Well, wine, because you can sell it at a private, like, whereas liquor in our state is state run. So there's only liquor stores, So I mean, all the licensings I think are given out by county around here. So I don't know how deep it is, but I know the guy who had to do the inspections for one of the biggest grows around Scranton is in downtown Scranton. They cleared out like a whole city block and just made a warehouse out of it. But so like big places like that are coming in around us, which is good. That's what I'm saying. Like, you establish with medical, you kind of establish like the white collar business of the weed area. And then I think later down the road, I think the recreational just has to come, because I think just the crime it saves.
We talked a lot about this maybe back in May with the guest, but like, the language and the way that you present weed has to be completely flipped as to the way and the stigma that's been presented for the last century. So instead of like looking at it from a criminal perspective, like you're a fucking stoner, you're a drug dealer, you're a deadbeat. I mean, I
look at that shit like it's just so annoying. Like, dude, like it's weed. Well, to me, the laws on it are annoying. Like, granted, if you're pushing like kilos across the border, then you're a criminal of no matter what you're pushing across the border. Kilos of it's illegal.
I'm in the pharmaceutical industry, so they push kilos daily.
Well, I mean, we can go off on that. I know. They're the big,
But John, what Eric's done a great job of doing is your point about the sort of the couple of established medical places and sort of the establishment is good. But what Eric's done a great job is he's shined a really good light on the fact that they haven't allowed for any of the B players or the little guys to come out.
Okay.
Right. So a couple of these 4 or 5 very large medical dispensaries that got involved and kind of got in on the market en masse in the 2011, 2012 when we went medical. They've sort of lined the pockets of the local government since then. And there hasn't been any opportunity for a lot of the smaller businesses to start opening up. And we've got a couple, like 3 or 4, like big conglomerates in mass, and that's it. So Eric's done a good job of sort of shining a flashlight on like, hey, what's going on with this stuff?
Yeah, but doesn't quality take a hit then once it hits like that smaller B level?
Price too, brother. Price too. So all of a sudden now the price, like one of the biggest things I've pointed out to these folks that Eric stood up for, which I totally respect everything he's got going on and the people that he's looking out for. But the problem I've noticed, the biggest thing is a couple of these like little independent ones, their price is 20-30% higher for an ounce of weed. And it's like, well, eventually fucking supply and demand and quality is going to outtake anybody else. It's like Walmart coming.
So John, this is where the politics are coming involved, is because what you said was actually pretty was incorrect, which is that you're saying the quality is going to go down with some of the B players. But the thing is that because it's so expensive for some of these these smaller businesses to get, like there's so much capital that's involved in the investment that the only way to get involved is actually to share your ownership of your business, meaning that they're giving these larger corporations that are already in the market making like $500 million a year. They're selling ownership to them, and basically what they're also getting involved in are what are called shelf agreements. So you get a small business guy like you, me, or Scott to open up a small business, but because we fucking blew our load all over the retail space and to get the business opened, we can't afford the product. So the only way we can get product in is to give ownership. So you're almost like
just giving away equity
in your own company, and that's actually what's driving.
See, around me, like those business, like that big grow farm I was talking about that's in downtown, like that business got a $5 million grant for finishing their inspection on time by the government.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of like stipulations Pennsylvania put in. But like, granted, there's only
Cambridge charges
Cambridge
charges you $5 million. Cambridge charges you $5 million for the inspection.
For the
that's where Massachusetts.
See, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like when you guys went recreational, like you guys pretty much went medical right around us. I think that has to be a big chunk. If you're gonna go medical right off the bat, I think you should just chunk it out and like get everything. That's how I look at it, because like, you know, even around me, like there's still guys who sell weed, you know. Right. So like, those guys aren't out of business.
If you listen to or watch any of our recent episodes, we've had a couple people who are still heavily involved in the illicit market or the traditional market, because because they're basically, they call it the gray, the whatever traditional, but it's basically because there's like, it's still very inaccessible. So like, we're talking like, when you go medical, I'm not sure what the cost of like an eighth is right now where you are, but you walk into any of the fucking medical dispensaries before recreation, I think it's come down maybe somewhat, but it's like $65.
That's insane.
I mean, to get a fucking,
you're getting quality stuff that is labeled, branded, and tested, and blah blah blah. But like, the fact of the matter is, like, but that's where people who smoke weed lose interest, because they're like, yo, it's weed.
But the funny thing, but you say that, and again, this is sort of part of the drama, and this is sort of the shit that I fucking loved and fell into. But Netta, which is one of the biggest and largest growers, retail stores, distributors of marijuana here in the state, you know, there's a huge influx of employees that are complaining about the health conditions. So you're talking like, you think just because these guys are big players and they've got a ton of money that they're selling, you know, healthy shit, but they're actually not. They've got the money to cover up some fucking big time like mold and bugs and shit like that. So that shit's real.
They got weed with aphids in it, those little bugs crawling around inside the buds and stuff of it.
Oh wow, really?
Inside the buds.
It's fucked up. They jump around all of the red tape, you know, because they think it's a regulated, like everyone right now, because it's medical, they feel like it's safe. Like you're saying, like that's kind of the way that it's sold. That's the language that they use. That's the package on the fucking little thing that you buy.
Yeah, it's
like
just
it's cool.
Now it's a Coca-Cola. It's basically
paid for a label.
Labeled, barcoded, and sold. Yeah,
but it's not. But that's the unfortunate piece about it, is that it's not as safe as, I mean, some places are obviously doing extremely well, but this one place in particular,
there's no real regular, because who's supposed to now regulate this? Now is the state, or is the federal, or is low? Like now that's when you get into that semantics game where it's just like, now what do we do? You know, so like,
well, that's the other thing too.
The way I look at it when it comes to that quality stuff, I knew a kid. I went to college with a kid who ended up like owning a farm out in Colorado. Now this farm produces for the last 15 years, because out there it's been open to do for that long.
They were the first.
I've always trusted him with all my like quality stuff. So like, I've always dealt with him, you know what I mean? So I've never had to worry about the medical or the other side stuff, because I've always had him to trust, you know? So like, he's always telling me what to do, you know, because I was lucky to have a person like that. But for your average schmuck on the road, you know, so especially when you're going into like, I love what you guys did when you went and got your first like, your card and everything. That was my
great.
I love
that. Great guinea pig for us.
People don't realize how good of an episode that was. Like, I've never heard that done before. It was awesome.
I've used it a lot. I've used it a lot with like the diagnosis stuff. Between the blogs and that episode, that's been like the biggest like helpers for diagnoses with people, helping them.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny, you know, because in Massachusetts, recreational, when the whole COVID thing happened, they shut down recreation. They only kept open medical. So there was like a 500% increase. I'm making that up. It was
crazy though.
But it was like it was like it was like 150% increase in medical license. So it went from like, you know, 6,000 medical patients in the state of Massachusetts to like double that basically.
Yeah.
I mean, it was huge.
I mean, the end game for when they're completely regulated, it looks like this. Like this is how we will come.
Right.
That's the end game. So like, we can be there, or we can be in this middle ground where it's kind of less structured and it's a mess. But
so you're not buying your weed medically then? You're saying you're still going.
I buy it. I buy it never. I might
Oh,
never.
okay.
I just have it around. Like
You
I live
got
in an
it.
apartment. I live in an apartment with a kid who has his card. You know, so
Yeah,
like
gotcha.
I don't really
How
have
hard
to
is
buy.
it to
I
get the
haven't bought
card?
weed in a long time.
Talk us through. Do you know any idea, any knowledge about getting
No,
the card
so
and going
getting
through
your
that
card
process?
around here isn't that hard. I know, like you have to. It's like you could do it down to obviously once COVID started, you could use a phone. It's a phone call, or you could do like a WebMD
Yeah.
type
So it's
or
similar
like
to ours.
over
telehealth.
the internet type thing.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure like that's how you had to do it too. It was over the phone, right?
That's what
No,
they switched to. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. But no, it's I mean anyone I know, I mean my roommate's mom has her card because it's just you as long as you have one of those medical situations where you're allowed to have it, the doctors aren't afraid to say take it. Like
Yeah.
I told my dad has a problem with his eyes and shit. My dad would never smoke weed. He calls it dope. Like
Yeah.
I was like, dude, go take like a tincture under your tongue. Like that's what it's for. That's what but they used to use it as an excuse, like for your eyes.
Yep.
He has like glaucoma. I was like, that's what old ladies use it for, Dad. Like,
Yeah. I mean, that's also part of the politics too. The fact that it's still a Schedule I drug.
I mean, that's the biggest. I mean, that's like
completely insane.
Biggest American. That's like us saying like slavery is still. Why are we?
Watch yourself.
So crazy. It is nuts.
Watch yourself. We're not live, but I don't edit much anymore, and I'm not going to cut
America.
you out.
What I'm saying is, America allows stupid laws to last too long. That's what I mean. Like it's we just let this like this green plant be the same type of drug as this white powder. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
So so talk me through. So you got back from Saco, and you heard about the news on the way home, or you heard about it? You were still there. You said.
So the next morning we were all sitting at like I had that house Monday too. So we were just at the house and we heard it. So
yeah,
I mean, I was shocked when I heard that, and then I went up to like I don't know if you know who Gig is, right? The guy he has a show.
Yeah. I love that guy.
I went up to his house that night. And
Nice.
we went on the boat and everything, but like, dude, it sucked. Like, I mean, it was just because we had that huge high coming off of that weekend. It was awesome. Like, I got to be on the Minihane show too, so I got to go on stage and shit.
Nice.
Yes. So
you were living the fucking life. That you were.
Man, it was awesome. It was just you got to see everybody.
Yeah,
you got to see everybody for the first time, pretty much, especially coming out of COVID too. So.
Yeah. So the last month up until today, obviously, there's just been so much fucking shit and drama, and like I said, I stayed out of it because. It's hard for me, it's like all I kept thinking about was like, dude, I just hope that because Kirk is involved in this world as much as he can be when he's going through these treatments, right? But it's hard to think that he's not attached to his phone or looking some things. Like I kind of hate it.
How I look at it is like before Kirk went in, like. I produce a podcast as he's too. I'll give you some dirty details in the DMs news here. I don't know. Kirk will probably yell at me for it. I'm always in fucking trouble.
No, listen, you guys do whatever you want on the show because nobody watches.
Yeah, nobody watches it anyway. John was on the Lunar podcast. Who cares?
Yeah, and we keep producing. So by the time someone actually catches this, we'll be 40 more episodes later.
Yeah. You guys should start like getting people to hate you again.
The only one person that hated us just left the community. So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
He sold his real estate and he left.
Yeah, who's the real fan now, sucker? So like maybe a month before Kirk went in, like I produced this podcast. It's these two girls, but there was like fighting going on with these two girls in Discord and blah blah blah, and these girls were going off on Twitter and. Like I produce one show. Yeah, the roster.
The roster. Yeah.
I produce one YouTube show for these girls a week. They have their own podcast and blah blah blah. I just do one show for them for YouTube, and like they were fighting Minifans, and Kirk DM'd me about that. I was like, dude, what are you doing worrying about this stuff? You know what I mean? Like, what do you? So that means he was too involved. If he's DMing me telling me like, yo, these girls got to calm down with him,
that's like 10 layers deep.
I understand like that's a great thing to do because like it's like, yo, this is a bad look for you. Why don't you look out for yourself and make sure you're but like I was like, Kirk, this you're talking about this on a Tuesday morning, like
So do you think he just feels some level of responsibility to like what do you think that is?
I don't think anything of what he feels because his brain is so much different than all of ours.
So come on, I know that, but you're a smart guy. We're all
like what I think happens is he's such a professional that he takes such responsibility in his show because he's so proud of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
Which I guess is also a cool thing because it actually makes me feel a little bit more connected because he then is sort of saying that this community is a part of his show.
Well, I mean,
You know
everyone that's in this community knows it's like we're in this together. It's not like it's like we're listening to part of my take or a Barstool pod. Like this is something. It's like deeper than like how. Yeah, it's deeper how like Rogan's fans are. Like we consider ourselves like all a family. So like when all this shit happens, it's like dad went to get help. So like that's how it's treated. And then just Minifans go crazy. So, and then they can't handle themselves.
Yeah. I mean, is that because we had a substitute teacher or we had no teacher basically, right?
No teacher. No teacher this time.
Kirk was funny. He joked about that today. He's like, and Steve and Mike produced about 40
minutes. I think this time, and once again, I'm not going to speak for somebody else, but I think this time, actually, fuck it. I hate everybody being afraid dancing on fucking.
I don't know. Like I said, no one watches this shit. I
think this time they were seriously like, like this was a big scary one. I think.
But they actually thought that this was going to end. This was going to be it.
Like a lot of people did, man. Like this one, like this one hit us all different because it was coming off Sacco. Like the way I look at it is Sacco for people I know that have that type of illness. Like when you have something like Sacco, it's a big live event that's all on your shoulders, right?
Yeah, they
crushed it. Right, all that emotion's flowing through you, and then at 11:59 that night, he was like, "Not what now? Like what now? What's next? What do I have to do this again?" Like that's the way I look at it. I don't know if that's the way it went down because I can't tell someone else's brain, but like that's how it happened in my brain.
That's the impression I had. That was the question I would ask.
That's what I think it is. It's like that's so much emotion up, and then so much like gone. So like for people with a mental illness like that can't process those emotions like quickly, and they have to handle that demon talking to them on their
the kind of biochemical shit that's going on.
Roller coaster with the demon on your side, like so like.
But it's funny though. You say that, and I mean, because clearly he's got an enormous heart, just based on I think.
Man.
So you could tell that comes like that kind of love, like it really comes out. But so I could definitely see your perspective. But then it's like. But he kind of downplays some of the live stuff too, right? He kind of like because he says, this is the show is the show, and then
he's good at keeping it separate until like he wants to be in show mode. When he's in show mode, he's full show mode. When he's in I'm not show mode, he's in full I'm not show mode. Like that's just I think that maybe that's part of having that type of mental brain where you can do that.
I think he can cover things up well. Like yeah, I mean, you think about when he was doing like the impressions of like the DJs and like the different like rock intros and stuff on like DJ radio announcers and stuff. Like he's like, hey, like he's got all that embedded in there.
You could tell healthy Kirk from there's something going on, Kirk. I think. Yeah. I mean, we listen to enough Kirk where when every time he goes on break, we all go and listen to old episodes. Like instantly you're like, wow, Mike actually
when he's driving
Kirk has a plan behind like his eyes, you could tell at some points, and sometimes you're just like he's absent, like where is he? That's I mean it's
we hit on that a couple episodes ago, I think, actually when it was announced that he was going away to get some help. I think we weren't we talking about that, Scott?
Yeah, I just came back on like the Nardini thing and
we were saying
piece and all that.
That gives this whole situation just a little bit of levity. The fact that he has that now. I mean, it could be worse. He could be dealing with this and intercom and all the shit they went through. Like Barstool is just like, we are here for you. Yeah. Like we all us Minifans talk shit on Barstool, but nonstop. They just kind of like help Kirk no matter what, and they haven't broke their word on that.
Yeah, well, the leaders. I mean,
the leaders are all I care about. I don't care about Brandon Walker thing.
Exactly, I was gonna say
he has nothing to do with Kirk. Nardini does. Does. Like Nardini's the boss, so like I want to make sure Nardini is fucking treating Kirk good during this because
he obviously emphasized that a ton. I'm not sure. Did you also hear like in the first two songs that he was sort of like making up? He dropped the electric shock therapy. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Do you know anyone that's ever gone through that?
No,
I do. I do.
A real thing?
Really?
Oh my God, yes, dude. I did a whole like long
Wait, are you saying you did it?
No. I come from. I would tell you if I did, but I don't.
Yeah.
I've never had it, but no, I come from the mental health field. I was working in public health for a long time ago. And one of my initial spots was with McLean Hospital, so I have I've had a lot of experience, and
So you're like close by there.
yeah, man, I can fucking. So, dude, I go to the studio in heartbeat.
I forgot.
I live. We
This is
both
the man
live,
that was standing out front and handing out
yeah, you
flowers.
forget that shit, man. I fucking left the flat. Actually, I was thinking what I can do for them on Monday night, but I don't want to. I don't want to freak him out.
Don't get in trouble, Eric.
You know what? It was too soon. And the Super Lemon Haze guy, he made me realize.
Exactly. He quit just because I dropped him a big. Because I was on my way to the gym today, and I stopped by the 7-Eleven to get like a fucking Gatorade or whatever, a bar, and right in front of me is what's the brand of the cookies that he loves? Those stale cracker thing, like it's, what I'm talking about. He loves those. The brand. There's like that. Fuck. You know what I'm talking about, Scott? You go to any CVS or any fucking 7-Eleven, and it's like those cookies. There's like the chocolate chip. There's the oatmeal or the oatmeal ones. They also have like brownies. You know what I'm talking about?
Otis Spunkmeyer?
The Otis Spunkmeyer?
I don't know. Is that it?
Maybe.
Anyways, Kurt's a huge fan of those. I was thinking about like I was walking to the cash register and I saw like the brownies. I
swear to God,
dump it all into a bag and just drop it off in Watertown.
Drop them all in a bag full.
Or send them.
I'm not gonna do it.
Just send them.
I've learned my lesson.
No, we gotta order that pizza that he loves in Waltham. That's where
they're gonna deliver it themselves.
Yeah, they'll be.
I listened to that episode where he was eating pizza and Steve was too. They were all eating pizza like at the beginning one episode.
Yeah,
it was fucking appalling. I was like, oh my God, dude, it's just like they're just chewing in the microphone. I was just like, they must have been starving, dude, because they were.
I think that was also before they even knew. What's the name of the place again? I'm fucking losing track of these fucking names. It's not a pizza name. It's not like Giuseppe's. You know what I mean? It's like fucking. It's like the spa.
Yeah, you're off on names today.
I know, man.
I can't remember the name of it. All I know is it's in Waltham.
Fucking high, man.
It's the flower, man.
He has ripped that pipe several times already.
I know. No, that's like my feedback. Because John, this whole thing is one big long experiment for me too. I'm just fucking figuring something out.
A lot of people hate that about this show, the fact that you didn't smoke weed when you made the show. But I was like, that's a cool idea for a show. I was like, he doesn't smoke weed. Like, yeah. Those fucking Jared's who lost like 600 pounds. I mean, that motherfucker's a pedophile and he's in jail now. But I'm not a pedophile. I'm not fucking PVC or anything. But those people fucking start with nothing, right? So this is me, man. So what? When I'm fucking big, I'm just kidding. Yeah, dude. Well,
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going past my porch.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Start somewhere. It's not a dick measuring contest when it comes to getting treatment.
I got no shame telling people
smoking a little bit of weed or ingesting cannabis or vaping is all treatment, and it's for everybody. It's medicine, and it's from the earth for everybody.
So John, there's fucking rumors, man. What you do a lot more than weed. What's your
I take Adderall, that's all.
Well, no, I mean, you're a young guy. So what's your age now? Just if you don't mind me asking.
I am 30. I just turned 30 in June.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. I smoked weed like most my whole life and then stopped. I went to like rehab for shit when I was like 26. And then I stopped doing everything for like 4 years. I started smoking weed like right when I started doing Intel actually again. But then like I don't do shit that's going to send me to rehab anymore. I'm pretty successful now. So I think I've rehab helped. But I mean,
so did treatment help? Was that something?
I was doing like coke at work and shit. So like, that's where you got to call it quits.
So no drinking, John.
No, I drink though. So like
the wine guy. You sip that wine.
Made me learn like what I need to draw the line at and be a human. And I've done a good job doing that. Like I have a good job. I get paid a lot of money to do my job. I do all this shit. I do a good job for everybody. So like, and I fucking party. So,
yeah, no offense, dude, but like your fucking Legos at like 3 a.m. I'm thinking,
Dude,
I'm actually thinking this guy's decompensating. I was about to call 911.
I start. Well, this is going to be the base of my gate for my castle. My castle.
See, you started posting that shit. I'm like, dude, this guy needs help.
No,
So
man.
what is this? So what
have fun.
That's serious shit. So what the fuck is this Lego shit that you just have?
So I build Legos like dude. I've built Legos like I don't know if you've ever seen the Lego movie, but I'm a master builder, dude. Like I'd throw away the instruction book immediately and just build my own shit. I like that's a fun like addiction to like get a set and try to build something out of that set because like you only get a certain amount of pieces. You got to use those pieces accordingly. You know, like that's a fun thing for me to do. But like my favorite thing is just getting a big bag of Legos and like scooping a bunch and just build like make a theme though. You have to like mine right now is castle. So like I'm gonna build a fucking fortress, bro. I have a lot of Legos, like garbage bags of them.
Builder and an engineer, bro.
One year I bought every Lego they made. I was making a lot of money that year, and I bought every fucking Lego set they made.
All right, so what exactly does that mean? You go to fucking like Kitty City or whatever the fuck it's called, or Toys R Us, and you're like
so many times that I was pretending like I was buying gifts for people, like just because of how many Legos I was buying. Like these people see me once a day. I was buying like 2 sets a day.
You're like Prez with the fucking unboxing. You've got
like
whole,
7 nephews I gotta take care of.
A living room full of boxes.
Doing a show at that time, dude. I was on too many drugs though.
Does that coincide with your
Yeah, well, no. See, that doesn't though. Like I played Legos my whole life, but like I was just doing drugs at that time too. And buying a bunch of Legos. Maybe that's why I was buying them.
Like, so to be honest though, were your castles like fucking so much better when you were on drugs than now?
No. It's kind of it's kind of what like killed my like playing with Legos actually. You know what I mean? That's when I'm not playing with Legos, I think my life is fucked up. Like you know what I mean? Like, I'm not in a good groove.
You know that historic commercial? Well, this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. See, you got to make the fucking the new one, which is the Legos. This is your brain. This is your Legos. These are your Legos on drugs.
John, you'd be good at repairing engines, bro. You'd be good at any kind of mechanical engineering. This piece that fits this way. This tool is for this exact piece.
I love like The Sims and all that shit. I love like if I was smarter, I'm just not smart. Like I'm dyslexic, so like it makes it. I can't like read good. Like
I need an excuse, man. I fucking read. I read like on a 4th grade level. It means nothing.
Me too. I haven't made it out of like the 6th grade when it comes, but like legit, like I can't see letters right. So I actually have that fucking problem.
How did you get into the radio, into the production stuff? How did you start?
I started Menzel Intel, but like I worked for a radio company.
No, that's what I mean.
Way before that. Yeah, come on, back to the What got you in originally? Like out of high school, what'd you do?
Well, like in high school, I had a t-shirt company. Like I got in. That's when I first got into Photoshop, all this stuff.
Yeah,
I made like a t-shirt company.
Was that like influenced by Barstool or what?
Any good brands? Any good logos? What do you got?
I'm sorry, I can't find my phone. I was in a band, so like I just started kind of like a fake studio where I made shirts, I made art for people, I made graphics. That was when MySpace was big, so like banner pages and like setting people's MySpaces were huge for bands because you could play music on there. So like the scene in Scranton was huge then. So I started a t-shirt company and kind of like signed some bands to the but I'd never show my face to people because I was only in high school, bro.
Did you have like a tag name or did you go by something different than?
Well, it was like the studio name. Like it was White Noise Studios. That's what it was called.
What was it called? White Face?
White Noise.
White Noise
Studios. Yeah. But like I made a whole t-shirt company and no one knew about it and bought a printer and did a bunch of stupid shit as a kid, like just to try to make money.
Did that make you some cash though? Was it cash flow?
I bought a printer and then by college, like Bloomsburg College is by me and they have like this thing called Block Party. And my boy was in frat and he split this machine with me and we just made t-shirts for Bloomsburg College for like 4 straight years. I made like $1,000 a week.
I know Bloomsburg. I'm a
when they have parties there, it's just like they all get t-shirts made or something, like because they're so big, such huge parties. They'll just
they all want matching t-shirts with all those.
Exactly.
Do you know that I'm a Philly guy? Do you know that I'm from Philly?
Oh, are you? I hate Philly.
No. All right. I'm actually lying. I'm actually lying to you. Well, I don't like Pittsburgh.
Like Wilmington or something like that.
No, I'm from like Bucks County, Northeast.
Oh, Bucks County. I have
County,
from Bucks County. Bucks County's not bad. It's
no,
not really Philly, though. That's like the country of Philly.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. It's where all the fucking rich Jews from like New York migrated and said, "Fuck that, we're going." Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
But I fucking hate Pittsburgh. So.
Oh, really?
No, actually, no. That's a lie. I love the city of Pittsburgh. I'm not a fan of any of their sports teams. So when I think about like the Steelers or I think about fucking the Pirates, I think about like because I'm a Philadelphia guy and I'm also a New England guy. So anything that's fucking coming out of Pittsburgh, I hate. I hate the fucking Penguins, because I'm a Flyers guy.
I'm a Penguins fan. I was a Steelers fan, but I don't like. I gave up on them, and I hate the Pirates. But I'm a Yankees fan. But I'm a big Penguins fan, man. My nephew lives on.
You can't say that to two guys from Boston.
I know.
And get away with it. You're a fucking Yankees fan.
Us is either a Yankees or Boston fan. So I'm a Sicilian, bro. My grandpa wanted me to be a Red Sox fan.
That makes sense.
Yeah, bro. I would be killed on the spot.
Yeah, you can't wear a fucking Yankees hat at a Sacco event. I think you get punched in the face.
Well, Mike wears a Yankees hat every day.
That's a good point. It's
you know what I mean? I'm supposed to hate the Red Sox in this world. So I have a good time.
You know what? John, fuck your disrespect, man. You're a fucking smart dude.
He's right. He's quick-witted, that John from Scranton.
Yo, I have on the other on a stream waiting for me. So boys, thanks for inviting.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anytime you want, I'll hop on. Maybe I'll have you on our show if we're not canceled by next week or something.
You said anytime, John. For 6 months, but the invitations never come. So fuck you.
No, I'm taking my intro back then.
Nope. Fuck that, man. I've got that on my Google Drive. I've got that on my hard drive. You can't fucking take that shit back. You gotta hack 10 devices.
That's pirated, John.
Yeah, that was pirating. Yeah. We have copyright claims.
All right, man. Love you. Take care.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, bro. See you. That's a good kid.
It's like a roller coaster. Always a good time.
I'm not kidding. When he fucking started doing all the Lego shit, I was like, this guy's fucking nuts. I'm sure you're not following that, but
dude, I'm telling you, all you got to do. I've not followed that. That's interesting. I'm telling, put some wrenches and put any kind of mechanical piece of any kind of engine or a mechanical piece of equipment in front of that kid. He will crush it.
Maybe.
Absolutely.
It takes more than that. It takes more to being good at Legos than to fucking put together like an engine.
Oh my God, that kid could rebuild. That kid could tear apart an engine and rebuild it in 20 minutes, probably.
Hold on,
a little bit of practice.
I'm repacking that's the other fucking thing about this. So I understand the purpose of this is the fucking microdose, but like when I do 1 or 2, it's fine. But like when I'm on like my 3rd or 4th, I'm like, fuck, it's like annoying. I'd rather.
Well, it's not made. Yeah, that's not made to do 4 rips. That's made to do 1 bat hit, 2 bat hits. If you want to take a bunch of rips, you got to get yourself a proper glass bowl, as I've told you many times. Maybe if I tell you that 10 more times, you'll absorb it out.
No. I think that's the next step. The problem is that there's not like a smoke shop in our area. So like to get
a nice glass bowl.
Are you going to get me one?
I'll bring you one home. I got you.
But don't give me one of yours. Like, get me like something.
No, I'll get you a fresh, brand new one. I won't give you my COVID. Don't worry.
So
go ahead, pack your bowl.
I was going to pack one more. Give me 1 second.
Go ahead, pack your bowl. I'll intro my my latest blog that I have going on. So the next blog is going to be.
Wait, time out. I still have one. I still have one waiting in the queue.
Throw it out.
I got the graphic, and then everything sort of just fell by the wayside. I think after.
What's the last? What's the title of the last one?
Give me a second.
Whose name was it? Do you remember?
I do. Give me a second.
I can't remember the last one I sent, but I got a new one.
Well, send it to me anyway. But here it is. I don't fucking know, but it's this guy. Can you see shit?
No, just read the first read the first sentence.
Fuck. I just lost the email.
God damn it.
Suck a dick.
You ruined the podcast, Eric.
Yeah, right. Profile 6. Come on, motherfucker. Eddie.
Okay, read the first sentence. God damn it.
Eddie is in his early 40s. He's married with 4 children. 2 preteens from his first marriage and 2 toddlers from his second marriage.
Yeah.
What a slut, man. Eddie's a slut.
He's a whore. And a
He's a
liar.
medical device salesman with a territory. So I got yours and I got this. I just got to fucking put it together and put it on that blog.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
Sorry
So I
about
have an
that.
update. I think blog number 4 or 5 was my man John, and the graphic was John on a boat. John on a boat, right? Big sativa guy, hippie kind of partier guy. Doesn't really want to mess around with those kids and their vapes and their nonsense. Just wants a nice sativa. Got some big updates in John's world. So
give me the fucking cock tease. What's the
cock tease? I don't have a cock tease. What I have for you is so John's wife. We have to give her a completely different diagnosis, and that'll be the next.
You're bringing up John as if we were going to have a follow-up, but you're saying that his wife is now going to be a patient of yours.
Well, we have a follow-up in the sense of
her feedback.
The sativa and the kind of high buzz, kind of high level, like buzzy, mental, heady high that we've been prescribing for John in that blog. If you ever read it.
I read it. I produced it.
It does, right. So I'm talking to our audience.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Fuck John. So John's wife can't handle the crazy heady sativa highs that I prescribed to John. So
time out. Did he say in private? He's like, my fucking wife hates me when I smoke this shit?
Well, no. So the problem is that this wife, she is a longtime smoker with John.
Oh.
And will participate or partake, should I say, when John goes to have a few rips as well.
Oh, so she doesn't like it. It's not that she doesn't like it with him on it.
Well, I adjusted the prescription to meet John's needs, and John's pumped about the prescription that he has.
Yeah.
But when the wife takes it, way too intense.
Doesn't she know that you're not supposed to be using someone else's medical fucking marijuana? Doesn't she know that's the way this shit works, man?
What are you, a cop? Get the fuck out of here.
So she's fucking so you gave John an update. John's fucking pumped.
They're a couple. They're a long-time married couple, of course. I take care of John. I perfect his prescription, and he is excited. He's like, "This is exactly what I need. Perfect." So sometimes he can tend to get a little, I don't know, a little dopey. Like he'll kind of, he'll take those couple rips around 4 or 5, and then, I may run into him. I don't see him every day, obviously, but I may run into him, and then, or I'm talking to him and he's kind of lost a little bit, like he's kind of trailing off, or he's just not with it. So the sativas, and that's because he's got more of a hybrid or an indica, is kind of making him sleepy, or he's losing a little bit. So I give him the sativa, and that's a little bit more, focused and fired up.
Yeah.
The issue is that now that we've kind of focused and fired up John, unfortunately, we're wigging out the wife, because she's not like that. That's too much of a wig out for her.
But so did you know when you prescribed this to John that his wife is also going to use it?
No, she's well. I mean, I guess I should have. Yes, I assumed so. But I wasn't actively thinking about her effect or her issues.
So do you have to then take her on and prescribe her something completely different, or do you have to fuck up John's shit for this?
No, I've now prescribed her a different. I've prescribed her a different weed, and I've sent her that, and now we're taking care of that as well. That will be the next blog.
Oh, so your blog is not an update to John; it's just an addition to John's life, which is
yeah. But now I'm specifically prescribing for John's wife as well.
Nice.
Yeah. It's just how the wheels turn, my friend.
Right. Yeah. So interesting you say this, but next week I'm actually going to be on the Cape at this time with Jenny's dad. Jenny's dad is they're renting a Cape house.
Another one of my patients.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna bring I brought all my fucking equipment to Maine, thinking that we were gonna drop an episode, but then I feel like the day that I was gonna do it, we were close to doing it. And then whatever shit happened.
Yeah, I couldn't do this. I tried to do the backup day. I just couldn't do the backup day.
Yeah. No, that's cool. So I'm going to bring everything again next week, and then maybe we can do this again.
Yeah, of course. And then by that point, I'll be back in town.
But what I'm trying to say is I'll be with Jenny's dad. So
Special interview.
Yeah, so we can have him on. You know, I'll bring my whole set, so I've got your mic and my mic, and then we just loop you in.
Call me in, and we're good to go.
Yeah, so we're actually getting there Thursday, so I'm gonna drop it on him before we go, just to kind of plant the seed. But I think
no rush. Doesn't have to be Thursday. I can probably do Friday or Saturday, whatever. Doesn't matter to me.
We're only there Thursday night, Friday night, so it'd have to be 1 or 2.
Yeah, whichever one works for you, buddy. You tell me. I can probably make it work.
Yeah, I'll work it out with him.
Cool.
I'm not tired, man. I want to keep going, but
I'm shot. I'm going to bed.
Fuck it.
But this was but we did good. This was excellent. We just did an hour and 15, and it's quality for sure.
Yeah. All right, brother.
You look good over there. You look like $1 million. I'm glad to see you ripping a few and hanging out and having a good time amidst the heat wave and the COVID.
Fuck COVID, man. I swear to God, I'm gonna get that fucking tattoo right across my forehead. Backwards. Backwards. Every time I'm fucking in the mirror brushing my teeth, I see fuck COVID.
Good.
Fuck COVID, man.
Good.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Super Lemon Haze, motherfucker.